What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Soul Break. Thanks for stopping by my channel. So today I have a pretty simple looking pair of sneakers, but they're not that simple in the sense that it's a collaboration shoe. And as you can see, these are the Air Force One Lows NOCTA. Obviously, these were created in collaboration with Drake. And I'm going to try to keep this video pretty short because really there's not that much to talk about except for like a few details. But you know, these released a couple days ago and I was actually able to pick up a pair pretty easily actually. And you know, they sold out pretty slowly. Except for maybe like the huge sizes. But anyways, without further ado, let's dive right into the sneaker. So obviously there's really not that much to talk about. It's just an overall Coke White Air Force One, except for the fact that, you know, the side panels and the swoosh and all these leather details are quite nicely tumbled in comparison to the smooth and straight leather that we get on regular Air Force One lows. What I can tell you is that the leather quality is quite nice. It's very, very plush and smooth to the touch. And I'm guessing the QC is slightly better than the regular pairs that we get because this does have a slightly higher retail price point. And I mean, I'm glad that Nike actually made the effort to pay a little more attention to the QC. Anyways, that tumble leather extends all the way towards the front of the shoe, as you can see on the toe cap area, as well as on the toe box, which is very, very plush. And what's different is that it's got some alternating, you know, perforated holes here. As you can see, the hole sizes are different one by one. Got the large one, the small one, and the large one, and then it goes on and on. And I think that's a slight, you know, it's an interesting change in detail, setting this apart from the regular releases that we see from time to time. And here on the center, you see the Dubray, the metallic Dubray, with the AF1 branding, and then on top of that, you got the flat cotton laces factory laced onto the sneaker. And then you see more of the tumbled textured leather here on the eye stay area as well. And then here for the tongue tab, you've got a Coke White, you know, almost a bleach white nylon tongue tab with the Nike Air branding, as well as the Air Force One text here, stitched here onto the tab. And the tongue itself is actually that tumbled leather once again. It's very, very smooth and plush. And what I did want to mention is that this particular release comes with this, you know, a set of beads. These plastic blue transparent beads that's got, you know, alphabet letters as well as numerical numbers here. And what you can do with these is that you can, put them here onto the lace to kind of spell out different words or numbers or et cetera, et cetera. And I think that's a very interesting detail that Nike and Drake decided to add. And this pair also comes with an extra set of laces here. What's different is that it's just a regular, cotton lace, except for the fact that you got the metallic aglets here. And what I've been told is that some people have tried putting the beads onto this set of laces. It's just that for some reason the beads won't go through the laces, even if you remove the front tip of the aglet. So I haven't tried that myself, but you know, just in case you're wondering, that's just how it works. I guess you're just able to put the beads onto the pre-laced set, unless you kind of cut off the aglets on the other set. But you know, it is what it is. And on the inside, you've got the nice leather lining here for the sock liner. And then for the insole, you've got a ever so slight blue, very light blue insole with a NOCTA as well as Nike branding printed in white. And, you know, the text itself is so crisp. Again, you know, the QC is just on point. It's very, very nice. And then here on the back side of the sneaker, you see more of that tumble texture leather here. here on the heel counter as well as the heel tab area. And once again, you see the sort of the NOCTA insignia stitched onto the heel tab area here as well. And the medial side is basically the same deal. You see more of that tumble texture leather. So if you're a huge fan of tumble leather, I think this would be a very, very nice release for you. If you were looking for something that's subtle and slightly different from the regular Air Force One releases that we get. And then what's very interesting here is that we got the midsole, the clear white midsole, except instead of saying, you know, Air, as we saw on the other side, you got the Love You Forever text here. And so I think that's really neat that Nike went the extra mile to create a new midsole for Drake's collab. And then the outsole is basically, you know, the regular Air Force One outsole with a circular traction pattern, except for the fact that instead of having stars on the front area, you see the hearts here to go along with the entire theme of the release. So that's very cool. And the other shoe is pretty much the same deal. What I wanted to point out is that on the heel count or the heel tab area, instead of having the NOCTA insignia embroidered on, you've got the Nike Air text as well as the swoosh logo stitched onto the leather piece here. So that's a slight difference. But on the midsole, it also says Love You Forever here as well. So there's nothing too different there. And the insole is basically the same deal. I did want to briefly mention the packaging. Instead of getting the regular Air Force One silver box, we've got that ever so slightly blue, ice blue colored box with the Nike Air Force One branding. And on top of that, you've got the Love You Forever text reading across it, printed in gold. So that's a very sort of a, you know, a different touch on the packaging. And I guess that also adds up to sort of the higher retail price point for this release. And what I can tell you is that, you know, this pair of Air Force Ones feel really, really nice compared to, you know, those mass-produced, you know, GR releases that we get from time to time. I wouldn't say it's any, you know, by any means like premium or anything like that, but it does definitely have sort of a premium feel, considering all the quality as well as, you know, the materials used. So I think it's a pretty big plus for this particular release. Now, I would say that, you know, the retail price point is pretty high for a regular pair of Air Force Ones, but if you are a big fan of Drake, I think, and the entire, you know, NOCTA collection that we've been seeing for the past few years, I think this would be a really nice addition to your collection if you really want something very subtle but something that still stands out. And I did check the resale prices, and it seems, again, it doesn't seem like it's anything crazy right now. Like, all the resale prices are pretty reasonable these days, unless it's like a Travis Scott release or whatever. But, you know, again, you know, if you were willing to pay some extra chips to add this collection or this release to your collection, you know, I think it'd be a pretty good idea. It would really be a very subtle difference, but you know and you know only. So sizing wise, I did try this on briefly. I just kind of slid my foot in it. What I did notice is that it does feel a slightly slimmer, but I would still recommend going true to size, because normally the Air Force One is the one and only shoe that I would really, really recommend going like a half size down, even though I'm a die-hard true to size person. So unless you have like super like wide feet, I think going true to size would be just fine, especially given the smooth leather here. It's going to stretch out and your feet will feel comfortable. It's just that it does feel slightly more snug compared to the regular, you know, the GR pairs that we get. So that's my little tip in terms of sizing. So that's basically it for today. I wonder if you guys were able to cop a pair. Please leave a comment down below. I would really like to know. And if you guys enjoyed watching this video, please hit that subscribe button. It really, really helps my channel grow. And I'll be having a few more sneakers coming in pretty soon, so stay tuned for that. And as always, thanks for watching.